when it comes to ghostwriting, have you ever ghostwritten before?
Not for a rapper. It's I write hooks. I haven't written anybody's verses. But that would be cool. I'd be very happy if I could say like, yeah, I definitely have ghostwritten for some people. That would be epic. But
now, on the topic of ghostwriting and writing, period. In rap, it's different than in pop and R&B and those type of genres. In rap music, when someone ghostwrites for another rapper, especially on a verse, that's a big deal.
It is.
But it isn't in R&B or pop music. Why do you think that is?
I think just because R&B, I just feel like that style came out first. Like people just singing was before. Rap came later, so it kind of has its own rules that doesn't really necessarily apply to the earlier forms of music, because it's like a system. Like not everybody who can write songs can perform them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Michael Jackson. I think I'm sure he didn't write every single song, or there was some. You know what I'm saying? He co-wrote with people, and it's like I can't imagine if if Thriller was co-written or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If Thriller didn't sound like Thriller, wouldn't that suck? You know what I'm saying? Or even like Whitney. Whitney didn't write her songs at all, but she could perform them like crazy, and it just works differently. Music is a collaborative effort, just like movies, and not everybody can act. The dude who writes scripts, nobody even checks for the guy who writes the scripts, you know what I'm saying? Nobody ever checks for them, but it's like it all goes together, and music is a movie to an extent, so it's like it just all works together. And then with rap, I think why people have a problem with rap is just because you came up, somebody is telling their story. Like they're a rapper, they're like how they grew up, they did this, how they, how they survive, how they move or whatever, they're telling you about it. So it's like when somebody else says it for them, it's like, well, who's telling your story? Is that your story even? So I think that's why.
But why aren't singers looked at the same way? Because some of those stories, if you didn't hear, like if you were just a person listening to music and you weren't aware of songwriters and so on and so forth, you might think a song for Katy Perry was written by Katy Perry of her real personal experiences. I'm just throwing Katy Perry's name, for example. But why do you think people won't, when it comes to pop music, for example, people won't be like, oh, that's not Katy Perry's story?
Yeah, I think because love is a general subject that everybody goes through, so other people can write about it. Now, if a rapper is talking about growing up in Atlanta, selling this and that, and it's like, they didn't write it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how could you not write it? That's your life, But when you're talking about love, which is why, when rappers make love songs and rap is so big, it's a hook attached to it. A love, like that a songwriter 9 times out of 10 mostly wrote it. Because, love is a general subject. But nobody can talk about your story better than you. And there are some songs that, I don't know. It's just a gray area. But I think just it's more acceptable for love songs because, love is universal. Everybody can write a song about being cheated on, having a heart broke, or whatever, but everybody can't write a song about being 19 growing up in Atlanta in 1990 or 1989 or whatever. That's like a very specific story and timeline.